Hi, it's your favourite Yorkshire demo here. This is Suzanne at Hullahbaloo.com and today's project is this one. This is a gorgeous magnetic top, flip top box, which if you can see inside there has got great room inside. Now I think I've got my stays on cleaner and I think, oh, it doesn't quite fit, but you can see how much of the bottle has fit inside, just for some size guidance there. So then all you do is you pop the tabs back in, and then the best part, when it flips down, you hear this, and it closes. It just snaps into place. So today we're going to do a different version of this box. So on here I've used heat embossing for the gold, which I don't think stands out as much as I'd like. So we're going to try something different today. We're also not going to use foil for the clasp. I'm going to do a lighter version, shall we say. So this was using basic grey, and the paper is from the Simply Elegant suite. So if I get the catalogue out, this is on page, I want to say 68 and 69. It is, look at that. So it's a Simply Elegant suite, and the paper is also called Simply Elegant. As you can see up here. So I'm going to be using one of the lighter shades. We will be using this punch here, and we will be using the stamp set as well as the trim. So we're using pretty much all of the suite today. And so for £55 you can buy the stamp set, the punch and the paper and the trim, and make many of these boxes that I'm going to show you today, as they only take up a small piece of cardstock to make. So I'm going for a lighter version. I'm going for a basic white. This is thick basic white because it's much better for card bases and for boxes that we're putting together. So this piece is 5 inches by 10.5 inches. And we're going to grab the scoring tool and we're going to get cracking with some score lines. So let's bring this in. So this is the Simply Scored scoring tool. You can grab this over on my online store, as well as anything else that you see me using today. So on the longest side, which is 10.5 inches, we're going to score this at 1 inch, at 1 1/4, at 5 3/4, and at 7. Turn it on to the shorter side, which is 5 inches, and score this at 1 1/4 on both sides. So one side, flip it round, the other side. I'm not sure how well you're seeing those score lines, but that's what we should be left with. So we'll pop the scoreboard away and we'll grab our bone folder. So the bone folder, as you can see here, it does give the folds a really sharp edge to them. When I say sharp, I don't mean sharp that it cuts you. I mean it's a really, you can tell it's been creased properly, look. And that gives you your structure for your boxes and your cards. And I love it. You can really tell a difference when you've been using a folder and then when, for whatever reason, you don't on a project. So that is our folding. As you can see, that's going to fold up, that's going to fold over, and that's the basis of the box right there. So we'll grab some scissors. So we need to focus on these squares. So we're going to cut up each side of the squares, and ever so slightly, and I'll do this close up so you can see, I'm just edging off a bit of each side of the square, almost like a wedge. Cut one properly, and then you can see there you get a wedged square. If I put that down on the grid paper, you can probably see that better. We're going to do the same on this. No, tell a lie, we're going to just cut down each side of this square here. We're going to wedge this one differently. And then this one at the top, we're just going to remove completely. So we have that. This square here, so if I open the box again, you will see that the wedging's different. So if I lay this way, you want to take the corner of the wedge off. So like so. And then we'll have a nice closure onto the box. We then want to repeat what we've done on this bottom row on the top row. So we'll flip this round up the side of the square here and take this end rectangle off completely. And then up the side of this one, take that corner off as we said before. There we go. And then up the sides of this square and wedge in. And there we go, that's the basis for our box. So I'm going to turn it this way because I can work with this side better. So I'm going to put my designer series paper on first, apart from one piece. As you'll see, I've got this punched out shape here, and while I put one on the front, on the back I've hidden part of it under another piece of designer series paper. And then we've got our magnets, which I'll show you how to get those applied as well, so you get this lovely noise. Love it. Okay, so designer series paper, I have gone for this pattern, which is from the same pieces, same pack of paper, but it's a lighter colour. Does that go that way? I've got it so my pattern follows each other, like so. So these pieces, this main piece here for the centre of the box is 2 1/4 by 3 1/4 inches. If you work in centimetres, in the description bar below, there's a link to my blog. Over on my blog, I do all the clever maths to convert the inches into centimetres. I'm just not clever enough to do it on camera just yet. So 2 1/4 by 3 1/4, and 2 of these pieces, which are 1 by 2 and 1 by 3 1/4. We've then got one piece that goes there, which is 1. Is it 1? Yes, it's 1 by 2 1/4, and then we have 2 pieces where one. Oh, in fact, that doesn't go on the bottom there. It goes over here on the lid. So these are 2 1/4 by 3/4. So we'll do that again, shall we? Because I'm sure I've confused myself, let alone you guys. So 3 1/4 by 2 1/4. You need 2 of those. One you hold off till you've filled the box. This top piece here is 2 1/4 by 1. Then here we've got 3 1/4 by 1, 2 pieces, and 2 1/4 by 3 1/4. So I'm going to stick these on now, and I'm using my Seal Plus, and then get these into place like so. I was just checking I'd done that on the right panel, then I have, we're good. It'll be interesting to see what this box looks like, as it is quite a stark contrast to the other that I've made. The other one being the grey one, and this one being white. See, that side would have looked different as well. So get these pieces stuck on. There we go. And I just wanted to say a big thank you to those of you who have liked, commented and shared my recent posts since I've come back from my break. It is very much appreciated. So happy that so many of you, I know I wasn't gone for too long, but you don't need to be in this world, do you, before people forget who you are. So if I quickly show you how the box will come together, like so, that'll wrap around there, these parts will tuck in, and this will come over the front. So there we go. Well, I'm liking that, really pretty. So we'll bring the box together with some glue now, and the only glue we need are on these plain sections here and these little tabs. Again, I'm just going to use my tape runner. So this is Seal Plus from Stampin' Up as well. Again, you can get this on my store too. However, I know from experience that Tombow liquid glue is also brilliant for this. If you're not sure where to get any of today's supplies from, you can pop over to my blog, hullahbaloo.com, or in the description bar just under this video, and there are links to everything that I use. So we'll pop this round. So the rectangle onto the tab on each side. So the tab in, and then the rectangle with the glue on sticks on top. Then we bring our rectangle with the designer series paper on it, and we get it straight for a start, and then we stick that down. And the other side, moving the lid out of the way, stick that side panel down. There we go. Then the tabs go in and this comes down. So now we can construct the label on the front, and we can get our magnets in place. So on the grey one, I used gold foil and I made 2 of them to strengthen it. It just gives it a bit more strength when it comes to closing up the box. However, I don't want to go gold this time, as I feel this paper can lend itself well to some more white on it, and it'll help me do the stamping better. So we are still going to use 2 pieces of white, and then we'll see where we go from there and what it looks like. So if I grab some white here, and I've got the punch. I want to say that this is called the Elegant Tag. If I just pop that there. Let me just double check that in the catalogue again. What's it called? It is called it's called the Elegant Tag Punch. So, and it is rather elegant, isn't it? It's got this lovely top to it. So we'll pop 2 of those out, and I'm using basic white thick again, just because, as before, it gives us that better thickness to it and more stability and strength and so on. I'm going to stamp now onto one of them, and because I've got technically 4 sides, it means that if I go wrong, that's okay, I can flip over and use another. I want to team up the silver of this with the silver trim that comes in the pack. So I'm going to stamp using, shall I use Smoky Slate? So I'm going to use Smoky Slate, and then the stamp set itself, which is here. So Elegantly Said, 11 pieces, cling stamp set, and I want something that's going to fit in there lovely. On this one I put All the Things You Do Are Simply Amazing. And I'm actually going to stick with that, so all the things you do are simply amazing. And pop this onto a C block. There we go. So see if we can get this lined up onto the tag. Brilliant. Oh, I love that. Love it. I'm not sure if I should have popped it up first, but we'll get this stuck together. Again, I'm just using my Seal Plus. You can of course use your adhesive of choice. I'm just going to pop a little bit there, just to make sure that the top bit sticks too. So then we'll bring all of this together, and there we go. So what I did on this one is I bent it so that the back goes under and the little trills on the front came to the front, like so, which I do really like. I love that. Okay, so then again we'll put a bit of adhesive on this little piece at the top, and then we'll get this pushed into place again. So I'm just going to bend that again, pop that in, and before I press it down, make sure it's in the middle and straight. Yep, I'm happy with that, so we'll just press that down, and then that's what this second piece of paper is for. We put some glue on this, and we'll get this stuck to hide the inside decoration. There we go. So now we need to get our magnets sorted. So I'll pop this ink away so I don't do myself an elbow print across my paper. And I have got some glue dots, some magnets, sorry. Do you know, if I had my head screwed on, it'd be dangerous. So I'm going to use a very, very small amount, and I'm going to use my scissors to cut this because I can never tear small amounts. So I'm going to pop a small amount on the back of each of these magnets, like so. So there's one. I'm going to use my take your pick tool to take off that backing paper. Is that doing it? No. Just got to be quite careful with how you hold the magnet and make sure you're not catching yourself. And hope that you can get under the paper. There we go. And then I'm going to pop this under the centre near the bottom of the tag that we've just made. So where do we want it? Move it over a bit. Right there. So then we push that down. Then we get the other magnet. So these I've bought on eBay. They're just neodymium magnets. And then that will click like that. So then we need another piece of tape. I'm just going to pop that on the back of that magnet there. It's easier said than done. There we go. Get the back off again. You could use glue dots. Glue dots may be faster for this. And then we need to pop that down and stick it into place. And then I'm just going to pop my take your pick tool in the middle to split them off. And then just need to press onto both of them. Just make sure they're really stuck in place. And then they should click nicely for us. Here's the tester. Beautiful, that's exactly what we want. Right, great. Okay, so as part of the sweets, as I mentioned, you get 2 spools of trim, one gold and one in silver. So today we're going to be using the silver. I'm just going to do a little bow like so. And then if we pull that into how we want it, beautiful. Trim that off, and then we want to pop that up there. So I'm just going to use seal again just for speed, and just pop a tiny little bit up there. That's it. And I love it. Now on here I use the bees. I'm not sure if the bumblebees are going to look as good on the white one because there's no gold. Oh, actually, I actually do really like that still. Stuff it. We know what we're doing here, don't we? More bees. Now, have I got any more glue dots? I'm not 100% sure I do. Let's have a quick look. No, so I'm going to stick these ones on with a little bit of Tombow because tear and tape won't do them. So pop a little blob there and put one little bee on. Another one over here and pop another little bee on, and then a third one up here with another little bee up there. Right, pop all this away. Let's make sure they have stuck. And there we go. We have two gorgeous magnetic flip top boxes in two very different colourways. Which one do you think you prefer? So we've got basic white and basic grey. I think the white is just ever slightly winning me over, which is odd because I'm usually more of a darker colour scheme girl. So as I said during that tutorial, you can purchase the items that I use to make these projects over on hullahbaloo.com and hit the shop button at the top. Please don't forget, if you do place an order with myself, up in the top right hand corner of my website before you go onto the shop, there is a hostess code. That code can be used exactly like a voucher code at checkout, and that will mean that you get entered into my hostess club, and a gift pack from myself to say thank you will be issued out to yourselves the month after. That's for any orders under £150. If you hit the £150 mark, then you get rewards for that. So don't put the hostess code in because that will prevent you from getting rewards. If you would like a catalogue from myself, please send me a message and I'll get one out to you free of charge. But otherwise, I will speak to you next time. Thanks for joining me. Bye bye.